What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Friday Live, brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. I got my brother Corey with me. Corey, what's good, bro?
Chilling, man. Living La Vida Loca. Long as I'm living, life is good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Want to make sure we come here this Friday to do our Friday Live. We talk about pretty much every and anything. We do have a topic this evening, which is about leaving money to heirs. This show will definitely not be one of our longer shows because we have a lot of preparation to do for tomorrow morning. And for those who don't know, tomorrow is our 10th annual Buy the Hood Ownership Camp. It's our 10th camp. I think it's 10th annual. It's actually 10th camp because we did one year. We did a multiple camps in the year, but it's
Yeah,
our 10th camp overall. I think it's about 8 or 9 years, 8 years, something like that.
yeah,
Whatever it is, 2016. It's about 8 years, but 10 camps.
yeah.
So this
We did 3 camps in one year.
yeah, when we first started, we was like, let's just. But now, it's annual now, so that is tomorrow. So we just want to go over our material and make sure that we give a new experience, a better experience, and do what we got to do for the youth. So that starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for any parent that has their kid registered for the camp. I will drop a video as soon as we get off here on all the different social platforms to make sure, because the email was sent out with the link for the class. So if you didn't get it, please check your spam, because I did get it some emails from folks. They checked their spam. They was like, oh, it went to spam. So and shout out to everybody who already responded. Said I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully we have another great camp as we do every year, man. But Core, how are you, bro?
I mean, I'm ready. I'm kind of geek because this is what I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like teaching the babies, having the babies be, you know, financially, literate soldiers out here in a world full of, what we get to see out here. Um, give me pride, man. Like what we've done to help families. I mean, I'll put our track record against most, man. We've done a lot, man, to help a lot of people get where they gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Financially and otherwise, man. Like we was real street soldiers out here. So um, I'm really geeked. I'm really happy that we get a chance to do this every year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing like the feeling of watching the young people absorb the information and then be able to give you back information. Like we learn as much as we teach in these camps.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like when we get them information, we get information back. They don't even know they're giving it to us.
Yep.
So
This is true. This is true. Also, I want to send a shout out to everybody who's donated to the camp thus far. Shout out to our brother Diamond Dave. Had talked to him the other day, and he definitely made a nice size donation. He wasn't the only one though. I also want to shout out Passa. Passa gave us a dope donation last week. Lorraine gave us a donation. So we got love from our folks, man. Jalen gave a donation. Janice from 254 gave us a donation.
nice.
So it's man, I can't say thank you enough, man. If anybody whose name I forgot, man, I apologize, man. It's just like it's overwhelming because our community allows us to do this, to give the money to the kids so they can put it in their accounts and get started and situated. So I think that's dope. That's another aspect of this that's always heartwarming, man. Shout out to our sister Latoya who hit me up and was like, "Where you need me to be? What you need me to do?" Like she ready to rock and roll. So I mean, so I'm like, that's
She pulled the gloves. She took the gloves and pulled
listen,
them up.
that's she was like, I'm just checking in. I ain't heard nothing. Where you need me to be? You need me to be there 8:45. What you need me to do? I'm like, oh man, this is dope, man. Hopefully I gotta reach out to Jose because Jose's generally there every year as well.
Yeah, man. Jose, Lance,
Yeah. Our
um,
folks.
Dawn, like,
Yeah,
and
shout out to Monica. All of them. Everybody, man.
Monica,
The whole
like
community.
yeah, man. We get a lot of love in these camps because when they when they see what the kids get from what our camp does to their mentality, right? It's not even about what it does for them financially, right? Their financial mentality is totally different, and it's starting at such a young age that they're not going to be, you know what I mean? Like,
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's up to the parents to reinforce it, right? So, shout out to our brother Kahan, who's in the chat. Like, Kahan's daughter came to multiple camps of ours, And what I know just from talking to him, like, and shout out to Cajon came through the crib like last week or so, and we were talking, and he was, talking about the stuff that he's continuously done for his daughter in terms of building her portfolio. So it's about them showing up, getting the vocabulary and all that kind of stuff, because it's going to be in their subconscious, whether they remember it or not. But the parents to also reinforce it, have conversations in the house about why it's important to invest, what they're invested in, talk about their portfolio. You know what I mean? Like, so it's up to the parents for it to really, really sink in, to really, really build that soldier. And, so we have a lot of parents that do so, like, Cajon and Callie. But let's get to the comments, man. And then we're going to talk about our topic, because we're not going to be here long this evening because, like I said, we're trying to change stuff up at the camp, and we got to make sure we go over our material before tomorrow morning. So we won't be here long. Our brother Don is in the building. Don, what's really, really good? K Diggy's in the building. What's up, K Diggy? Rochelle's in the building. What's up, Rochelle? There's our brother Cajon right there. Ant's in the building. And Rochelle says, yes, you have. Our family is one. Appreciate the kind words, Rochelle. You already know. You a family, and we appreciate you. Cookie says, happy Friday, everybody. Ant says, good evening to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you are listening to this on the audio podcast replay, because we do put this on our audio podcast feed, shout out to you as well. We try to make sure that you can have some sort of understanding of all the madness and stuff we talk about, man. Corey, I want to talk about a couple of things that I've been watching on TV. But before we do that, I want to get to the main topic right away, because I saw this article. It was very interesting. And the topic of today's show is leaving money to heirs, right? And how do you determine what to leave to each heir? But let me ask you this question before I even show you this article, right? You got 4 boys, right?
Yep.
Whatever you build in this lifetime, I assume is going to your 4 boys, right?
Yep.
Are you distributing it 25, 25, 25, 25?
No. I'm distributing it 100% to one child with instructions to distribute to the other children.
All right. So with those instructions, I guess the question I'm asking is, I get it. You want to take your most responsible child and have them do what has to be done. But my question is, whatever assets they are, whether it's $100 or $100 million, are you splitting them equally?
No.
So how do you determine who gets more money?
Whoever, I got some hangups and hookups. I got some no-goes.
So you have things that you don't want them to do. I get that. All right, but let's just
if nobody violates the no-goes, then it will be divided evenly.
Okay, that's the question I have. And for everybody out there, if you do have kids or nieces, nephews, whoever you are that's deciding to leave whatever you build on your time here, are you breaking it down equally? That's the question I have. And I'm going to tell you why I have this question.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Let me share this article. Let's read it, and let's get into talking about this, right? Who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to someone in person, and who was it? Oh, I know who it was. Shout out to my brother Bilal. It was Bilal. I was talking to Bilal because we were having a conversation about passing assets on, and he was asking me a couple questions, and we were just conversing, and we were like, the funny thing is, like, that next step. So a lot of us are first generation, a lot of things, whether it be going to college, whether it be investing in the stock market, buying, whatever that may be. But how do you take as a culture and a community to the next step of making sure that the next generation gets those assets? Because we hear so many horror stories, right? And I was reading this article, looking up something else, and I found this interesting, Core. So let me know if you can see my screen, Core.
Yep.
All right, so here's it says, our children have varying degrees of success. My husband and I are in our 80s and have $300,000 to leave our 3 kids. But do we give more to our underemployed son? So I can read a little bit of this, but you will probably already get the gist of it. They have grown children and 7 mostly grown grandchildren. Our will leaves 10% to each child, which will likely amount to over $100,000 for each of them in cash. It's enough to make a difference in their lives, right? So that's, that's a nice piece of change.
Right.
It says the children have varying degrees of success. Our daughter is doing just fine, and our 2 sons are a mixed bag. I just want to be fair and treat all equally. It may help the youngest through college or to buy a house or get established when starting a career. However, my husband wants to increase the share for one son because at age 56, he has few prospects for his future. He is underemployed and unambitious, but he's very attentive, visits us often. It's easy for him as he's the closest geographically. Probably also because he has no ambition, so he got time to visit you. But that was a sidebar. Back to the article. It says, our other son does not share his financial situation with us. Although he claims to be building up his 401k with his employer, he does not own a home and is still making payments on a 6-year-old car. Damn. And is always wishing for a new one. He never picks up the tab when we go out. In his younger days, he was very irresponsible with money and debt. I feel that his share of the inheritance, his 401k and Social Security, and is very responsible. Grown daughter looking out for him, so he should be fine. So it says, what do you think? In his sign, in an octogenarian parent. So the overall question is, if you have kids that are grown, right? You get to the point where your kids are grown and they have varying degrees of success. One is completely able to take care of themselves. One maybe is not, is still stumbling or still figuring things out. Do you still equally distribute whatever that inheritance is, right? $300,000, nice change. Or do you try to do your best to take care of the one you know still needs your help?
Nope. I'm going to leave it all to the daughter and let her distribute it correctly. I'm going to leave it all to the daughter. I'm not leaving them, neither one of them other dudes, nothing. And I'm going to leave it all to the daughter. And then I'm going to give her instructions to give your brothers, whatever, the equal shares are. And if I'm dead. So at the point I'm dead, I'm not going to care anymore. But I'm going to give them every opportunity. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to.
So hold on real quick, because I get what you're saying, right? You're talking about how you're going to distribute it, right? You're going to have your responsible kid distribute it, but you're still talking about distributing it equally. That's not the question I'm asking. What I'm asking is,
I'm going to have her, in this case, her, distribute it equally, right? And I'm not going to, and why I'm going to do that is because, you know what I mean? In all fairness, you know what I mean? You make the choices you make to get to wherever you at in your life, right? It's my job to help you make better choices as a child, but once you're an adult, once you start to make the kind of choices that put you in a position where, I don't know, man.
Right. So
I'm not giving you more because you made poor life choices. I'm not.
So Don has a complete opposite thought. He said if it was him, life isn't fair, and neither am I. He said the most successful and level-headed will get the bulk of the bread. So he's actually going the opposite of what this father was thinking. He's saying that the person that's the most responsible is going to get the most of the bread. So that's a 180 from what this father was thinking. Everybody out there, how do you feel about this topic? Do you feel like you should just be equal with all your kids? Do you give more to the most responsible, or do you actually leave more to the person you feel like needs your help the most?
Now, money I'll distribute equally, right? But like assets, like houses and stuff like that, that's all going to the most responsible person.
So, all right, let's read Brandy. What's up, Brandy? How are you, by the way? If they can't manage the money while we're still living, then he ain't going to manage it when I'm dead. Nah, you don't just get money because you're my kid. You got to be a good manager of the money I worked hard for. I feel like Don is kind of feeling the same way too, because that's your life's work. Whatever it is, like, again, doesn't matter whether you have $1 million or you have 100,000 or 10,000, whatever it is, you work for that. That's your time and your energy and effort. So
you're right. But my whole thing is, it was my time, energy, and effort creating those children too. So
that's true.
So it is a mixed bag. And, as a responsible parent, I'm raising my I'm raising my children, right? So a lot of the hangups and issues they're going to have is because I gave them to them.
Let me tell you a quick story, right? When my grandfather passed away, he had a couple of dollars. He left me some money, right? And I was the most responsible grandkid. Like, shout out to all my cousins out there. And I know a lot of y'all know my cousins. And if y'all tell them I said this, I don't care. I was the most responsible grandkid. So he left me pretty much most of his money, right? Mm-hmm. And some of my family tried to like hit me with the guilt trip, like, oh, that's messed up. You got to, and me being a dodo and also just being who I am, I actually shared it with some of my cousins. And just like he probably thought, right? I'm not gonna say no cousin's name, but it was an older male cousin. You know what I'm saying? He blew through it. You know what I'm saying, on all his proclivities, wine, women, in fun times was gone. I'm talking about a matter of weeks. And I felt so stupid after the fact. Like during this, I'm grieving or whatever. And I'm like, I'm already working for myself. I don't necessarily need it. So let me share, I see my cousin Sean in the chat, by the way. Sean, I don't know if you know this story, but my cousin, my older male cousin, his name begins with an M. I'm just gonna put that out there so Sean knows who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Son of Iris. But that's either here nor there. But he blew through the money, and I'm like, this is why, decisions were made. And I'll never forget that. So
you'll never forget the wisdom of the elder again. Like,
listen, man. You know how many times like I've had like, I'm talking grandparents, not even parents. Grandparents give me advice or tell me things and me not listen, and it plays out just like they said, and I just sit around looking like a doofus. It's happened to me so many times in life that like when the elders give me wisdom, I try to heed as closely to what they say as I can, you know what I mean, without compromising myself. Detroit's in the building. Jamil's here. What up, though? Hey, Brandy, we missed you as well. Glad to see you back. And Rochelle says she agrees with Don. The responsible kid is getting all the bread. So they flip. I like our audience flip this whole thing on 180. All right. So Brandon says, my grandparents were not fair with distributing cash and assets on both sides of the family. Damn. That's a hurt piece. The child that needs help the most, you leave strict provisions, essentially lock it up in a trust or mutual fund of some sort, and they can live off the dividends. Yeah. I mean, you can do that.
Yeah.
But I guess you would have to have a huge amount for the dividends to actually matter. Brady says, laugh out loud. That's my cousin Sean, right? Shout out my cousin Sean. He said, he ain't lying. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't have to be equal, but leaving one of the children to decide how it is divided seems like it will cause unnecessary conflict between the siblings. Tank Dog, shout out to Tank Dog for tuning in for the comment. That's interesting thought, right? Because in my experience in the real estate game, that is the best way to do it, right? And I've said this several times on here. I come across situations literally, I would say on a monthly basis at the bare minimum, where a grandparent worked their life, bought a house, paid for the house. The house is probably their biggest asset, and they leave it to 4 of their kids. And those kids end up not being able to make a decision together, and they end up losing the house. In fact, I've bought a couple of rental properties that way, got them for pennies on the dollar because the family didn't. I mean, it's hard to get 4 or 5 people to agree that the sky is blue, right? So it's always one person that wants to stay there. There's always one person that don't care. They don't even live in town no more. They want to sell. I had a situation recently where it was a person in jail, but they still had, their rights, and they tried to block the whole thing. And they doing like 25. Like, dude, you're not coming home no time soon. But so it's always something. So I do think that in that situation, sometimes it's best to leave it to the responsible kid with instructions, just to make sure you don't lose it. So I'm a big advocate of keeping property in the family. But if it's the difference between losing it and selling it, then go ahead and sell that family property and split the money evenly. I'd rather you get something for it because, again, my perspective is that's someone's life work. That's someone's life. They paid that mortgage every month, right? They built that equity. They had that time go by. So, but I appreciate the comment, though, Tank Dog, because I know a lot of people feel that way, like you're going to cause an issue with them.
Yeah, I don't care about causing issues between my kids. They got issues now. They don't like each other now, but it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. Why do
you said, yo, they don't like each other now?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? They love each other, but liking each other and loving each other is a whole different animal. Like, I don't care. And the thing is, like, hard decisions, you can't be thinking with your parent heart. You gotta be thinking about the world and the way that the world is structured, right? So when you're making hard decisions, you know what I mean? Like, whether they like each other, love each other, don't, you know what I mean? If I leave instructions and I leave it to the responsible party, I'm pretty sure it's going to get passed along. I don't know who the responsible party is yet because all of my kids got.
I know who your responsible party is. Now, again, you got young ones, so they may change as they get older.
Yeah.
But your son is the most responsible kid. Your son more responsible than you. Like your oldest son. I'm like, where he even get this from? He's the most responsible. Like your oldest son, CJ.
He's not as responsible as Nicholas. Nicholas is far more
really.
Yeah, he's far more responsible.
I didn't know that. Like from my perspective, again, from the outside looking in, CJ like
no, CJ is a very responsible child, but he's not more responsible than Nicholas because he sees things in black and white. He's the most responsible child.
Got you.
Like he just sees everything in black and white. Like if I tell him to do something and I give him instructions, he follows the instructions to a T.
Got you. So also you got some young ones, so time will tell because as they grow into themselves.
Exactly. That's why I haven't made any decisions with that yet because but right now I would leave everything, and I mean everything. If I wanted to get done, I would leave it to Nicholas.
Got you. He gonna go like letter of the law, black and white.
And if you don't like it, he won't care. Which is why I'm going to give it. That's why I would give it to him. He don't care.
Yeah. See, my cousin Sean already knew who I was talking about. All right, so Ant says they say no matter the amount of the inheritance or windfall, the money only lasts 9 months on average. That's an interesting stat. Sad.
That's ugly. That's ugly work.
That's sad. I mean, damn, that's nasty work, dog. You know, you said I knew even before you said the letter M. Already. Cookie says, my mom is leaving everything to my eldest sister because she said that she is the one that may need help later in life because she hasn't managed her money well. I feel like that's a load of crap because she knows my sister is ultimately going to go through it like water. It doesn't make sense to me. I have to admit it was painful. Well, it is and was painful for me to hear that come out of her mouth when I am the one that makes sure her bills are paid and she has everything she needs. Thank you for being transparent and sharing that, Cookie. And it's funny because that's why this is an interesting topic to me, because I've actually seen people on both sides of this argument. And a lot of it is parents and their idea of control. And also, although that may hurt you, that's also a sign from your mother that she believes that you are responsible. So I know that's like a slap in the face, but it's also a sign of how she feels about you and your ability to not need her help. You know, just my 2 cents. All right, Rochelle says my grandpa did that to me. He skipped his kids and all. Yo, same here. I ain't gonna hold you. That was my dog, though. I would also give the money while I'm still alive, so I can see how you spend it and shame them in my eulogy if needed. Damn, yo, Don, you a piece of work, bro. You a piece of work. Kev from Vegas is in. We got Vegas also in the building. I forgot to thank Passer last week. Shout out to Passer. Kev, you also forgot to tell me that you got it. Like, you know what I mean? I sent them sats to you. Like, you ain't say, yo, I got it. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, Cookie said, P.S., but it's my mom's money, so she can do what she pleases. I am preparing myself for when the time comes that I will take care of my mom's expenses with my own money. There you go. Like, don't hold any grudges. Life is too short for that. Brandy says, my dad didn't leave us money per se, but there was money that I had to manage, and the ones who were doing wrong got pennies, and I'm the youngest. Oof. Interesting stories. Jamil says, most responsible. Old dude left me and siblings some bread 6 years ago, and I let them keep the majority of the split it to keep the peace between them. So his perspective was keeping the peace. Both of them ran through their share via vacations, cars, and clothes within 6 months. I bought WWE/TKO and BTC with my share, and it still blesses me. Well, salute to you for having the knowledge of what to do. Question is this, though, Jamil. Did you even share with them what they should do? Or did they ignore you? Did they have the information that you had, right? Or did you just say FOH? So Kev says, I have four 30-year-olds. They change up. Yeah. So that's something also to keep in mind too, as people age and go through different life experiences. Sure. They change up and all that. Real quick, do me a favor. Please get the hit the like button. I don't care if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, hit the love button. Show us love. Yeah. Put those likes up. We are going to do a giveaway probably within the next 10 minutes because we're not going to be here all night. We're getting off early today because our camp does start at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. For those that have kids that signed up, we appreciate it. 9 a.m. sharp, we are starting. The link was already emailed out. I'm going to email it early tomorrow morning to make sure it's sent out again. But check your spam if you didn't receive it, because I did get the word that it went to a couple people's spam. So I want to make sure you guys have access to the camp. Remember, kids ages 5 and up. I'll check and scrape the site tonight to see if anybody signed up late, because that always happens where, like, we've been telling y'all for like a month, 2 months, and then like people wait like literally last year,
3 hours
during the first class. I was getting ping. I'm like, and then they gonna hit me up like, I can't get in. I'm like, yo, class started a half hour ago. What we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, Rochelle, you didn't miss the sign up. Just go sign up.
There.
Yeah, it's still open.
buythehoodcamp.com.
buythehoodcamp.com. Sean is laughing at Don. He said Don is reckless. Listen,
no, Don about his money.
Listen, here's what I tell you about Don, man. Don is consistent. You can agree with Don, disagree with Don, but he's consistent, and I believe him.
Yeah, he don't play no games about his bread. This is life's work, and I'm not mad at that.
So Don says he's of the opinion that once you have grandkids, they should be the ones you bless.
Nah.
Do you guys agree or disagree with that? Don has the opinion that once the grandkids come into play, FOH to your kids and everything goes to the grandkids. I want to see who agrees and who disagrees with that.
I have a similar story to a lot of people. Like, my grandmother didn't leave my mom, my aunts, and my uncles nothing. She left everything to me. And I mean everything. So, like, I literally gave everything to them. She left everything to me.
So, Cor, I'm interested to see, like, once you have a grandchild, whether your perspective changes.
It's probably not, because it's not my kids.
Yeah, but it's your kid's kid. And it's like, everybody I know.
I'm a 40-year-old. I had 2 kids in my 40s, dog. So I'm not really going to be really super amped to be playing with kids in my 60s. Like,
so hear me out though. Like, everybody I know that is either an elder who's already a grandparent or who's my age and is a grandparent. I told you, your 40s are a weird time, bro, because in your 40s, people are still having their first kids, but then you got people that's already grandparents. So it just gets to be a weird dynamic. But the people that have become grandparents, it definitely softens all of them. Pause. Like, I don't know what grandkids do to you. For those that got grandkids in the chat, maybe y'all can help me understand like the psychology. But people I know that have grandkids, the grandkids can do anything they want and get anything they want. So I hear you, but once you're blessed to have a grandchild, I can't wait to see how your perspective changes. I know what you think now, and again, I'm not saying you won't have the same thought. Maybe you do, but I'm interested to see. And Rochelle says, I missed this. Oh yeah, I already talked about it. Yeah, go sign up now. You're not late. It's all good. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So Ant says, it's a quote that we've heard before. A great man leaves an inheritance to his children's children.
Yeah, I guess I'm not great.
Damn. Corey already saying FOH to his grandkids. They ain't even here yet.
I'm not saying FOH to them, but my thing is, I mean, I don't have the outlook that I'm gonna live to 150. So my thing is, my kids, I didn't have my kids until late in life, so they still gonna be relatively young when I get out of here. So I'm more than likely gonna be leaving it to my children than my grandchildren. So it's not FOH to the grandchildren. It's more.
But let's say your oldest has kids, right? Now, how do you like the grandkids don't get it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's on him, or how do you do that?
I'm gonna give him whatever he getting. Like, the share stays the same.
All right. So Brandon says, I agree. Help your kids when you're around. And Kev said it depends. His aunt literally took care of his grandma. So, there's situations like that when there's someone who actually, puts the work in and they got to get, taken care of. In this situation, you're leaving money to elderly adults when you could change the life of a 20-year-old. Yeah, that's true too.
You also don't. 20-year-olds is not fully developed in their decision making, and I'm not leaving 20-year-old nothing if I can help it. You know what I mean? Like, it
depends upon the person. It depends upon the person, because I got bread in my 20s, and
my grandmother died the year I turned 20, right? So I understand, but like, I was so hurt and disgusted. I gave everything away, and I mean everything. Houses, clothes. Like, my grandmother was a seamstress. Like, everything but pictures. I gave everything but the pictures away. Everything.
I think it depends upon the situation, man. Because like for me, right, and my grandfather passed. I was in my 20s. He left me everything, and I still got the bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that too. Listen, being transparent, I'm I'm terrible at a lot of things in life. Like, don't give me any sort of tools. I'm not changing tires. I'm doing nothing with my hands. I'm not a chef.
Don't give me a lawnmower, nothing.
None of that. No lawnmower. I'm not mowing lawns. I'm not hanging anything. I'm not fixing anything. I don't own a toolbox. I don't care. But the one thing I'm good at is stacking paper, right? Like, I'm literally still spending money from 98. And, but that's what I'm good at. Like, I'm good at that. Terrible at a lot of things. Like, don't ask me to do anything medically related. I just can't do it. That's not me. But I'm very self-aware too. And I say that to say, when I was in my 20s, I was very responsible as it pertains to capital. So I guess it depends upon the situation.
See, my 20s was the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was wild out in my 20s, and like, and you met me in my early 30s again, after we disconnected after high school,
Mm-hmm.
and we came back together in my early 30s. You see what I was doing, man.
You were reckless. You were very reckless.
Still wilding. I was still wilding extra hard.
But that's why I said it depends upon the person, right? It's not that I didn't have fun and do things that were egregious or what have you, but I was very responsible with it. I can honestly say this: like, since the day I started working, I've saved a portion of every penny I've ever earned. Every penny I've ever earned, I saved a portion of it. Probably since the age of 14 when I worked at AMC movie theater in Andorra. Shout out to everybody from back then. All right, so Jamil says, I tried to share, but both thought I was an idiot. One sibling called me an old square ass because I didn't want to go in on a flip. So Jamil basically said I tried to give him the game about investing, and they called him an old square. Hey, listen, at that point, you
win. You can, I swear to God,
that's hilarious. You try to tell somebody how to be responsible. You go and told him FOH, you a square. And that's hilarious, dog. That's hilarious. My mama was a granny at 38. She turned into the nicest woman ever. Mean as hell with me and a saint with her grandkids. I see this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
My mom is similar. Like, when my sister had my oldest nephew, my mom went from like hardcore maniac to just like, she turned into like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Woman. Like, she just was so nice. Like, where did this come
that's
from?
What I'm saying. That's why I said I don't know what I've seen it happen to like the craziest folks. Like
weird.
Grandkids melt people's heart, dog.
Like, where did this come from? Like my mom was the most honest person in the world with us, but my mom was also like weirdly like maniacal. Like she really believed in punishment fit the crime. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you do, like, she had a punishment that was waiting on it. You know what I mean? And sometimes the punishment was like, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna watch you get your behind kicked. But sometimes the punishments was like, my mom was maniacal. And then you know what I mean? And like,
no, but that's what happened. That's why I said I can't wait to see when you experience that. Because my mom was the same way with my nephew. Like, he got away with stuff that we would have never got away with. It's funny because even when I would tell him that, he knew her as he knew her. So he didn't believe some of the stories I was saying. Like, nah, that's not true.
Nah, bro. Like, you have no idea how crazy this woman is.
And by the way, Brandy said to Ant that the source from that quote is Bible Proverbs 13:22. Ant says Corey been turned up for about a month and a half now. It's been a lot longer than that, but Corey,
but bro, you only known me for a little while. Yeah, Corey been turned entire life, bro.
I'm the youngest, so I know family's going to bless me. But I already told and by the way, this is from Rock Noxious. Shout out to Rock Noxious. Rock Noxious says I'm the youngest, so I know the family's going to bless me. But I already told my sister that whatever they leave is hers because she's the one holding them down, going to appointments and making sure they eat. That's honorable too.
That's real honorable. That's
honorable.
That's high praise.
Yeah, that's honorable. So Rochelle said I started a portfolio for mine. There you go. And says, thank you, Brandy. I figured it was from the Bible, but I didn't want to missource it. Then he says, do you have a paper stacking course out now? Here's my paper stacking course in a couple of sentences right here, right? And it comes from The Richest Man in Babylon. It's the book. It just basically a percentage of everything you make is yours to keep. Corey has a different way of putting it. Corey says if you don't pay yourself first, then you're a slave because you're working for free. That's Corey's way of putting it. But I first discovered it in The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. A portion of everything you earn is yours to keep, right? So that's my paper stacking course right there in a couple of sentences. Anytime you make money, I say at the minimum 10% throw it to the side.
Do not voluntarily become a slave.
Yeah.
Like if you're not paid anything, you voluntarily become a slave because you've worked for absolutely nothing.
Yeah. How many people you know out there that go to work, right? And they work their tail off, even if they make a nice salary, they get their check. They got to pay gas, electric, water, mortgage. They got to take care of food. They got to get clothes. They got to get gas, lunch, all that stuff. And then they have nothing for themselves. They've went to work for everybody else. So you spend your time creating resources for literally everybody else but yourself. So my course is a couple sentences. Pay yourself first, right? I don't care if somebody else don't get paid. Make sure you pay yourself first. Take care of your future self. And that's always an interesting conversation too, because people have these like ideas of I'm going to hit the lottery. I'm going to do this in the future. You got to do work now for your future self.
The person that's going to take care of 80-year-old you better than anybody is 30-year-old you. The person that's going to take care of 30-year-old you better than anybody is 15-year-old you. Like you take care of you better than your life decisions take care of you better than anybody else in the world will take care of you. Your life decisions are the things that take care of you.
And by the way, not investment advice. I'm just saying that's my paper stacking course in a nutshell right there. Stack a piece of everything you make. I don't care how you make it. I don't care if you make it rolling dice, put something to the side. Kev said, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be Teddy Riley in my 20s. Everything went to music equipment. All I want to know is
paper chasing, dream chasing.
Do you still have any of the music left that you made? Because I want to hear what it sounded like. I want to hear how either good or egregious you were or deplorable you were.
Yo, I can't even play the music that I made when I was in my teens and 20s, dog. Like when I was making raps, I was talking about off and the whole setup and all this kind of stuff. Man, I was wilding, bro. Like
Rochelle said, my kids were over me. I'm teaching y'all. Rochelle's crazy. And it says, drop that game on us. I'm 33 and just really started getting into the groove of it. I've always been in the stock market, so I guess that's a form of saving, but just a big bank balance trying to get there. So very simple. Like I said, a piece of everything you make is yours to keep. I do believe in setting up an emergency fund that's actual cash. I know some people I'll take my emergency fund. Like I'm talking about something that you can get to that's liquid in case of emergency. And here's why. When I talk to people that have built up retirement accounts and investments, and sometimes what happens is they not even about a liquid, not about illiquidity. What happens is they have an emergency with their car or their house or something, and they have to cash out in order to take care of it. When I feel like you should have cash to take care of emergencies, because let's just say for argument's sake, the day that you cash out is the day that the market shoots up. Interesting thing about the stock market, when you look at the data on the market, there's actually only a couple days.
Like 10 days a year.
Yeah, it's like 10 days a year where you make most of the money. And if you don't time it perfectly, which nobody can, it's problematic. So make sure you have an emergency fund. Some people say 6 months of expenses. I know me and Kamari had this conversation and debate all the time. He believes you should have a whole year of expenses.
I just told y'all, I thought I had, I left, I used to work with Brandy, where Brandy worked at. And I thought I had a nice little, nut squirreled away. And like college expenses, I thought I had years, not a year. I thought I had years put away. And that's not the case at all. Like I might be taking I might be shaking my rump back at work soon. Like, because seriously, like,
no, I got you. But see, that's the reason why. And so to me, the way I tell people, especially if you're just starting out, is the first thing is get to $1,000 in savings, right? That's your first goal. After you get $1,000, try to get 3 months, then try to get 6 months. And I'm not, I don't necessarily disagree with Kamari. Get a year if you can, but I think at the minimum it should be 3 months. But just start somewhere. But just make sure that anytime you get a piece of bread, save some for yourself. GC's in the building. What's good, GC? So Kev says, Cam, you couldn't tell me my mom didn't count bread slices. He's talking about like his mom, how she treated him. Don says, I got about 14 years before I got to bless my niece. As long as you had as long as you hasn't called mingle with a pale face. So he has the same rule that Corey has.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't discriminate when it comes to my kids and whoever. Listen, you can marry whoever you want to. You just not getting none of my money if you do. Like I'm not. You're allowed to do anything you want because it's your life. Just know that when you make a decision, so will I. That's all. There's nothing. There's no hard feelings and none of that.
So John says, "What's good? What's good, John? Welcome. Ann says, I've been hip to y'all for a minute. But Corey usually mild-mannered, but no, dog, like, fuck out of here. I don't cry. And if a chick says she want to leave, she going no matter. Yeah, you know what? Bringing it up, and like, I guess it's the topics that we've been talking about. Corey has been on his cold joint. I mean, it's who he is, but he's been expressing it on a lot of our Friday lives. Like,
yeah, like, I just don't have the physical attachment to anybody, and I don't have the time. I don't have like the time to care so much that you out. Like, you don't want to be with me. Why am I spending time trying to force myself on you? Like,
this is the funniest thing about me and Corey, because we, in certain aspects, we are the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Time. Like, I don't have the time. Like, if you don't want me, I don't have time to pursue a relationship that a one-sided relationship. I don't.
Yeah, but see, that wasn't the conversation that he's talking about, because it wasn't about someone not wanting you and you not wanting. And
if you tell me to leave, I'm out.
No, hear me out though. The conversation was about sometimes when people argue, they say things they don't mean. So someone can actually say that to you and not mean it, and that's kind of what.
No, you not to me. That's what I'm saying. You can't.
We don't listen. We do. You know, I mean, we ain't got to go in circles. You know what I'm saying?
You can say it. You just can't say it to me. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's why I said in some ways we're the complete opposite.
Don't ever tell me to leave if you don't want me to leave. Don't say it. I'm gonna believe you. Don't just there's. Listen, I have a non-negotiable. Do not tell me to leave if you do not mean it. I'm just not having it. No.
So that's what it was. Shout out to Evard who pulled up. Hit the like button. Like you said, hit the like and love button no matter where you are listening to this at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta go in. I
don't play the emotional terrorist. I don't play that game.
John says true. Don says also have an investment plan for all unexpected money. That's right.
That's where I went wrong.
Any piece of bread you get, I don't care if that bread is
unexpected anything.
If you make it shooting dice, most people's idea of paying themselves first is keeping money to spend on things that bring emotional enjoyment, not to save or invest. I like the way you phrase that. I like the way you phrased it and said emotional enjoyment. And the crazy thing about that is that emotional enjoyment is like so fleeting. You know what I'm saying? It's like so fleeting. It's like me buying I was talking the other day, I was thinking about buying a PS5. I didn't buy it though, because I already know how that plays out, right? I just got this beautiful, like, ginormous TV, and I just want but it's like, I know how that plays out. I got when PS4 first was released, I got it the day of, right? I think I played it twice, and that was it. Ended up giving it away, but that's either here nor there. But that's that emotional enjoyment where after a couple of days, you're like, I don't even care about this. All right, so Kev said he was nice. Kev, the question wasn't whether you were nice or good, because I want to be the person that determines whether you were nice. Yeah. I said, do you still have anything left that you can send me so then I can judge? You calling yourself nice? I mean,
yeah, that's like giving yourself a nickname, dog. Like you got
that's like giving yourself a blowski, dog. You shouldn't be doing that, man. So, do you have any music that we can judge? So Kev says, I was married for 20 years. I should have followed Camp's advice. Damn, 20 years so that's the other thing too.
20 years, 20 seconds.
No. Here's the question I have. is it possible to be married for a long period of time, like 20 years, right? And still consider it a successful marriage, even if you guys don't like, it's not together forever, right? It's not fairy tale. Because I know a lot of times people are like, we were married for 30 years. Like, can it still be a successful marriage if people actually just grow apart and divorce or whatever? I don't know your situation, Kev.
So you know what's funny? I was just listening to the quarterback, 4th and 1. What's his name?
And Jalen Hurts? I mean,
no.
I was thinking about
Cam Newton. I was listening to Cam Newton.
Oh, his show's called 4th and 1. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
He's talking about 4th and 1. I'm about to say we about to run the Philly special out here.
No. I was listening to Cam Newton, and he said something that made a lot of sense. He's like, it's way easier to grow apart than it is together, and it made so much sense when he said it. So when you started talking about that, like if you've been together 30 years, like it's way easier to grow apart than it is together.
Not trying to turn this into a relationship pod, because I'm over them. I'm over the black men attacking black women pod, like that whole subgenre of pod.
We're not attacking anybody. We just we attack subjects and not people.
Yeah, no. But what I was getting ready to say is that's because relationships actually take effort, and it's funny because a lot of people just feel like this is the person I like, they like me, we love each other, boom, and like not put effort forth. Like relationships take effort, and sometimes like the person you are, even in your 40s, is not the person you were in your 30s or your 20s.
Yeah, you gotta grow. The thing is, sometimes people grow on divergent paths, and so even though the love is real and the relationship was real, it's also real that y'all don't have as much in common as y'all did 25 years ago or 20 years ago, and it's probably facts that y'all should not be together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's not that y'all don't love each other and y'all don't respect each other and all that things, but like if y'all on divergent paths, you should diverge instead of trying to, again.
Yeah, well, I personally, I'm not divergent. I'm probably part of the erudites. For my folks that like divergent, y'all caught that. Anyway, here's my point though. My point is, can a marriage still be successful even if it's not forever? That's the question I have. After we answer this question, we're gonna get ready to get our Bitcoin giveaway. But can a marriage be successful if it's not forever? Right. And I'm not talking about because of death. I'm talking about you guys just break up, but you've been together 20, 30 years.
I will say yes, because I've seen marriages that were successful, even though the two people no longer married.
I met a couple, right? That I listed the property. I met a couple, dog, that got divorced and married 5 times. They got married young, they got divorced, married other people, got divorced with them, remarried, broke up again, didn't remarry nobody else, but they got married and divorced 5 times. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Anyway, that was just interesting.
That would never happen to me.
See, and this is Ann's point. Ann said, "You said you leave your wife, bro."
20 seconds for 20 years.
He definitely said that. He's like a Robert De Niro in Heat, man. Not in Heat that way. I'm talking about the movie Heat. For those that have never seen the movie Heat, like yeah, Corey is wilding, bro. I have 4 accounts I keep money in. Should I tie all of them to my Vanguard account? First off, F Vanguard and everything they stand for.
As a music label.
Vanguard is my ops. And I shouldn't say that because I still love their ETFs, but their platform, they can, you know what I'm saying? They can eat 12 hippopotamus penises. Like, I don't mess with them at all. FOH to Vanguard. That's the first thing. So that has to be a personal decision in terms of how you spread your money. So I've went through different phases where I try to kind of condense into small number of accounts, because I like to look at that as leverage for when I want to borrow real estate wise. But also being a Bitcoiner and studying Bitcoin, like, always brings me back to kind of not having all your eggs in one basket, right? The idea of being decentralized, right? So having, money here or there. But you got I guess the key to this is, as long as you know where your money is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the key. Don't be one of these people that got so much bread, you forget accounts. There's people on my timeline who I know are telling the truth too. Be like, yeah, I forgot I had that crypto account. I got 200,000 in it. They're like, damn.
Like, you just got an easy 200 racks just sitting around. Like,
Kev says there is absolutely no room for selfishness in any relationship, and that's the bottom line.
That's untrue.
Yep. So Brandy says yes, because I'm going to get the lesson out of it. My ex-husband was a great lesson for me as a woman. See, there you go. So it can be successful, even if it's not forever. Rich says F that. So Don says the only platforms I use currently is Vanguard and M1. All right, that's what's up. So I told you I'm Charles Schwab boy. Also got a Wells Fargo. Yeah, and that's kind of how I roll. Those are my two major platforms.
Yeah, I got a Charles Schwab account.
Charles Schwab got us all because they went and copped our brokerage because we was all TD boys.
Yeah, we was.
They copped our whole brokerage. They was like, yo, you don't want to come here? We're going to cop your whole brokerage. Now what you going to do?
Yeah. They
also got two small. Like I got a SoFi joint that I don't even know what I got it for. And JP Morgan Chase. The JP Morgan Chase is something that's just on autopilot because I have one of their credit cards, right? So when it gives me reward cash back, it automatically goes to the brokerage. So that's the only reason I kind of have that one. Like it's not whatever. It basically is going to be however I use that card. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I got a bunch of crypto accounts, but I don't have a bunch of
for crypto, Strike, Swan, and if you need help with Strike or Swan, go to StackStats@Tryin. Links in the bio for those. But yeah, I use two crypto exchanges, and I don't leave any money on exchanges at all. You know what I'm saying? So Kahan asks, are you still on Thinkorswim? You can access it with Charles Schwab. Interesting thing about it, Kahan, when you read about Charles Schwab, that was the reason they purchased TD. They purchased TD because they wanted to own Thinkorswim. But honestly, I didn't use Thinkorswim on TD, and I still don't use Thinkorswim. I have it. What I like about Thinkorswim really has nothing to do with the options play. I use Thinkorswim if I want to set an OCO order for options. Yep. And I use Thinkorswim. I like when you look up a company and it breaks down the sectors of the market that they're in. Like when you look up a company on Thinkorswim, that's the one part I like.
They got a gang of information on Thinkorswim that most people don't even access.
Most of them, I would say 90% of my options trade I do right on the Schwab app. All my long-term investing is done right on the Schwab app, not Thinkorswim. So, they still have that fraction, fracture there of having the Schwab app and Thinkorswim, the same way TD did. But with TD, I was using a regular TD app 90% of the time. So it is what it is. It's just simple. I'm about simplicity, man. What Kendrick say, like, about his life being simple, like, something about his life just being so simple. But Shab, did you see Kendrick video, by the way, Core?
I did. Like that video? The only part of the video that I paid any attention to was like the last 30 seconds when his wife was sea walking all over the gym. Like, that was the only part that caught my eye. Like the rest of the video I was like, man, what the hell is this? And then at the end, I was like, oh, he vicious.
Yeah, so it was a bunch of subliminal things in there. I kind of figured that's what it was. And I've seen like breakdowns on TikTok, and they're like, people go too far with their breakdowns. Like, I get it. I get the subliminals and all that, but some of y'all be drawing. But what I found interesting is like, Main Man got over 20 million views in less than 24 hours.
Listen, man, he getting, like I said, he walking on board grave. This summer is wild, man. Like he out here, he created a whole buzz walking on board grave. Like that's crazy.
So Pascal says Lightspeed, Webull, and Fidelity. I've never used Lightspeed. I don't even know if I've heard of Lightspeed.
Yeah, I never heard of that either. Well,
Pascal got money because you probably had 10 million plus to even use Lightspeed. So Pascal got some old exclusive stuff.
Do you program Pascal?
Webull be doing too much. Like Webull, I had a Webull account at one point just to get.
I have a Webull account, and speaking of forgetting about accounts, I have a Webull account that I haven't used, like because I used to get free stuff on this, so I probably got stock on there probably worth.
Yeah, I use Webull for the free stock, and then I said FOH to them. They had a lot of information too, but it was like their app was just overwhelming with information. It wasn't clean enough for me. I've heard nothing but good things about Fidelity. So Pascal says Rick Ross got punched. Yeah, man, he too old. Like, it is what it is, man. I was waiting on a Drake lookalike doing a Carlton dance in the video.
He didn't even want to disrespect boy like that.
By the way, man, she was bee walking. You know what I'm saying? Like, So it is what it is, man. Listen, what are we gonna make today's code for the Bitcoin giveaway, Corey? What you want to make today's code, man?
Inheritance.
And you know what I'm getting ready to say about that word, right?
No.
Got to come up with something simpler, man. Because no disrespect to anybody watching, but
they can't spell.
I'm not saying they, because I'm not saying nobody, but I've seen a couple of times we had longer words.
All right. I don't know, man.
What you want to call?
I don't know, but Jim low key just said y'all can't spell.
I ain't talking about none of y'all. That's not what I'm saying. I've seen.
Okay, I got it. BTH can't.
There we go. Oh, I like Kahan's though. What Kahan's the word in there? You like that word?
Like I like legacy.
Yeah. Legacy. All right, we're gonna use legacy. I like that, Kahan. Let's use legacy, right? So we're gonna do hashtag legacy.
He a fan. Yo, every time I hear that part of the song, I just start cracking up. Like, boy, man. Like,
last thing I want to talk about before we do our thing in terms of this giveaway is last night I was up in the middle of the night. I watched Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. My man Eddie Murphy dropped another Beverly Hills Cop in 2024, and I watched it. I enjoyed it. And I realized that Beverly Hills Cop is in the same boat with Bad Boys and like Fast and Furious. Like, I don't care if he's 80. I don't care if it's like Beverly Hills Cop 17. I'm going to watch them all.
Watch all of them, John?
I'm going to watch them all, and I'm going to listen. It's the same thing with I joke about Fast and Furious, but I watch all of them. I love them. Same thing with Bad Boys. Like, Martin Will came back.
When they start doing Fast and Furious in space, that lost me, bro. I'm
watching all of them. I'm going to watch all of them, and I'm going to enjoy all of them, man. Like, so shout out to Eddie.
I cut bait, man.
Yo, shout out to Eddie for creating so many iconic characters that he's able to circle back in the 2020s and just get bags. Yeah. He got a bag with Amazon. He got a bags with Netflix, just like re-bringing back old characters. So I say all that to say, like, when is Billy Ray Valentine Capricorn coming back? All right, now we can get to our giveaway. Shout out to our brother Mark, who said he caught the last 10 minutes, man. Mark, we are chilling, man. Just getting ready for camp tomorrow. Hopefully everything is good with you, good brother.
Hope the son and daughter can attend.
His daughter is off the Michigan. Where's she going? Michigan? Michigan State. Michigan State. Mark, which one she choose? Michigan or Michigan State? I know it's in Michigan. All right, let's do the giveaway. So, with that being said, here is what we're looking for. Legacy. Black excellent. My fault. Little 444. Kev said we should have made it hashtag grandma. We could do that. We could always come back to that. Remember, if you win, let us know you're still here, right? And give me your cash tag, and you will get paid this evening. Pascal says, don't spoil it. I will not spoil it. I'll spoil it.
He a cop.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. All right, so I watched Beverly Hills Cop last night, too. So, look, Brandy agrees with me on those movies. Listen, because they got action. They got, it's like action comedy.
I'm not mad at those movies. Like, those were some of my favorite movies coming up. But I've evolved to the point where my movie watching has changed a lot, man.
Coming to America Part 2 looked like a TBS movie. He got the bag, though.
That's an ugly.
Oh, she chose Howard. Oh, I know she was looking at Michigan. Congratulations. Oh, that's dope. She gonna be a HU, I'm not gonna say it because I want my Howard folks to go crazy, and none of my Hampton folks either, because my Hampton folks be getting mad. Shout out to everybody from Howard and Hampton. He said she got accepted to University of Michigan, but she chose Howard. That's dope. I love it. No more Harlem Nights. I mean, half of the cast ain't with us. Like
90% of the cast is dead.
Who's going? Well, Red Fox is no longer here. Rich
Pryor,
Della Reese,
like all.
Who else going?
And like all of the main characters is dead.
Let's see. Harlem Nights cast. Let me see who's all even left. Yeah, they all going. And by the way, I'm giving y'all a couple more minutes to put the legacy in, and then we going, get out of here. Jasmine guy is still with us. Charlie Murphy's gone.
Yep.
Damn.
Robert Harris is gone.
Tommy from Martin, he gone. Robin Harris, you said that?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Is Ronaldo Ray still with us?
I'm not sure.
I ain't trying to say it one way or the other. I don't,
Yeah, you don't want to jinx my man.
Yo, looking at this cast, dog. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how you're gonna do that, dog.
Yeah, that's not happening. And that's the crazy. That's my second favorite Eddie Murphy movie.
Right. So, all right. So, yeah, she said that too. Charlie Murphy is gone. Robin Harris. Yeah. All right. So, Mark said he'll send us the information for the trunk party tomorrow. Yeah, make sure you do that. Definitely do that. All right. So, with that being said, let's get ready. We got a number of folks that didn't enter the giveaway. That's fine, though. That's fine. Remember, you have to let us know that you're still here. And we'll get you paid tonight once you give us your cash tag. And for the last time, camp starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If you didn't receive the email, check your spam. And I will be sending out another email tomorrow morning. Shout out to LaJoya who just pulled up. But good luck to everybody. He'd have to do it with a generation newcomer. She had to have a whole new storyline. All right, y'all. So good luck to everybody. He said Ronaldo died too before COVID. Yeah, damn. Boom, let's get it. Let's see who is the winner this week of our Bitcoin giveaway. K Diggy is the winner. K Diggy gotta be sitting on a couple $100 at this point of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
K Diggy be K Diggy, are you here though? Are you here? Because if you're not here, we will keep this thing moving. So let's give K Diggy about a minute. Let us know he's still here. Because if not, we're gonna spin it again. Again, camp's tomorrow morning. Yo, we haven't done a Wednesday pod in like 3 weeks because life has been lifing. But I'm still the stack stats is still on Mondays. I'm still pontificating on the Bitcoin journey. You dig? So Rochelle says congratulations to K Diggy. Rochelle, I would say wait a couple seconds because as of right now, K Diggy didn't say I'm still here. So there he is. I thought K Diggy won more times than that. He says a 4-time winner. He got 4 rings. All right, I hear you. I hear with 4 rings. All right, Brian.
Don like the damn Celtics. He got like 17 chips.
Everybody's saying congrats to K Diggy. All right, for those that have kids in the camp and want to pull up themselves to the camp, that is tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Other than that, please stay safe out here. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We back here next Friday to talk about how the camp went and everything else going on in the world of finance or whatever we want to talk about. But please stay safe. See y'all next week. Peace.